I did a book called The Art of the Deal, and that became the biggest selling business book of all time. Who would have thought that? And then Mark Burnett approached me. He did Survivor. And in the meantime, I'm building buildings all over the place. But Mark Burnett came up and he said, I have an idea. I'd love to talk to you about it. What is it? Well, it's a show called The Apprentice. And I was told by my agent, I have an agent, let's call him Jim. And he said, it never makes it. You can't make it. There's never been, till that point, a business show on primetime television that made it. So you're not going to make it. And I said, well, I have a problem because I shook Mark Burnett's hand, I shook NBC's hand. I mean, I shook their hands. And a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm very honorable. I'm an honorable person when I shake somebody's hand. And that's very important as a lesson. I mean, business, if you have that reputation, it really is a good thing. I said, Jim, you're telling me it's not going to make it. Most shows don't make it. 97%, 96% of the shows that go on, they don't make it. I wish you would have told me this. I wouldn't have made the deal, but I made the deal. There's nothing I can do. So then the show goes on. He's very angry. And it starts off at number 10, and it goes to number 8. It then goes to number 5. And in week number 4, it goes to number 2, and then went to number 1. I had the number 1 show on television. I couldn't believe it. I was a movie star. And I couldn't take advantage of it because I'm happily married, which is a terrible thing. So what happens is I get a call from the chairman of NBC, who I didn't know, early in the morning. It was my birthday. Donald, this is so-and-so, and I'd like to thank you for everything you do with The Apprentice. I'd like to wish you a happy birthday. 7 in the morning. Then I get a call from the president of NBC. He wants to thank. Now, I don't know much, but I know that I must be making them a lot of money. And then I'm in my office, and the show has been incredible. And it did numbers like virtually nothing. And by the way, we just finished shooting another season. It's coming out probably in January, and it's going to be a great season. And we have Joan Rivers on the show. Can you imagine? 2 episodes with Joan, full. And the life that she had, she was so full of vim and vigor in life. And what happened? When you get bad doctors, bad things happen, folks. Remember that. But Joan was so great, and she's on. So Jim calls her, out of nowhere, my agent. He said, Donald, I'd like to congratulate you. Your show just became number 1. I said, I know. I said, what do you want, Jim? He said, well, I think I'm entitled to a commission. So I said, but Jim, you were the one that demanded that I not do the show. You were angry as hell. You wanted to quit. You said, I'm going to make a fool out of myself if I do the show. It's going to get canceled immediately. And that no business show had ever made it on primetime. He said, well, I didn't really say that. See, he's no different than real estate broker. I won't say politician. I refuse to say. We're no different than a real estate broker. So I said, so Jim, how much do you want? He said, would $4 million be fair? I said, Jim, you're fired. And I was what it does show, I mean, who would have thought that that was going to happen to me? I built buildings. I'm really good at building buildings. I do it well, really well. And I've done well with it. But who would have thought that I would have a show that became the number 1 show on television? Nobody would think. And it tells you take risks in life. You do things in life. You work hard in life. And it's okay, and you can make mistakes, and you can have failures, and you have to learn from your failures. You can't just have a failure and say, let's go on to the next failure. You have to learn. And if you learn, lots of good things happen. But it shows that you can succeed, and you can do things, and lots of good surprises. There could be some tremendously positive surprises for Ron because of his capability, and the capability of friends of mine that he deals with on a daily basis in his government that I happen to be a big supporter of. But lots of good things I think are going to happen there.